Here's another thought nugget from my book, Mind Fodder. Skills Canada, An Unexpected Outcome. Prologue. In the bustling halls of my high school, being chosen to represent my school at a national competition was as unexpected as it was daunting. It started out as a provincial. At a provincial competition was as unexpected as it was daunting. I wasn't an athlete, a star student, or what anyone would call a natural winner. Winning was something that happened to others, people with confidence, talent, and a knack for being the best. Not me. But life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. What started as a daunting challenge in TV and video production turned into a transformative experience that rewrote my self-perception. Armed only with curiosity, determination, and a camera, I stepped into the unknown and discovered that the biggest victories often come from the places we least anticipate. This is the story of how an underdog found his way to an improbable outcome and learned that sometimes the most meaningful successes aren't just about the prize, but about the journey to get there. Here's the story. When I was in high school, I was asked to represent my school in a competition called Skills Canada in the category of TV and video production. It was an honor, but also incredibly intimidating. I didn't see myself as someone who won things. I wasn't an athlete, I wasn't a star student, and the word winner didn't feel like it belonged anywhere near me. The competition was intense. We were given a strict 3-hour window to plan, record, and edit a video. Every team had access to the same technology, so I knew I wouldn't have an advantage there. Most of us had similar experience levels with video production, so that wasn't our advantage either. Our edge had to come from the idea itself, a concept that was unique and told in a creative way. It took us almost 2.5 hours out of the 3 in total to figure it out. 2.5 hours of brainstorming, tossing ideas back and forth, and discarding everything that didn't feel right. The pressure was mounting. Meanwhile, the other teams were already deep into filming and editing, their focus laser sharp. I should have felt panicked, but instead I felt strangely calm. That calm brought clarity, and then inspiration struck. We decided to make our video about the difference between linear and non-linear editing systems. At the time, both were still in use. Linear editing required you to piece everything together in sequential order. You couldn't skip ahead or go back. Non-linear editing, by contrast, lets you assemble the story however you want, jumping between scenes as needed. By the time we started filming, most of the teams were already editing their projects. This worked to our advantage. We went around and interviewed those competitors who were willing, getting their thoughts on the competition and their creative processes. By the time we finished, our video was barely a fraction of a second over the minimum length. It felt like a miracle to have completed it all. The moment that changed everything. Walking into the audience for the award ceremony, I wasn't expecting much. My shoulders were tense and my heart felt like it might burst out of my chest. I'd done my best, but it wasn't enough to win. Not against these teams. Third place was announced. Not me. Then second place, still not me. My chest tightened as disappointment settled in. Well, it was a long shot anyways, I thought. Resigning myself to failure, I turned to the person next to me and struck up a conversation, figuring my shot was over. When the announcer called my name for first place, I didn't even register it at first. The name was repeated a second time, and a third, before someone nudged me. "That's you," they said, grinning. "What?" I stammered, my brain catching up to reality. Me? It was. Somehow, improbably, I had won. Walking onto that stage felt surreal. My head was spinning and my heart was pounding, but pride swelled in my chest, like I'd never felt before. For the first time, I realized that maybe I could do more than I thought. Maybe I could be the kind of person who wins. Later, I remembered watching the judges earlier as they reviewed the entries. They had played our video over and over again, dissecting every detail. At the time, I'd wondered if it was a bad sign. But now I knew we had done something remarkable. First place in Alberta at the provincial level. Next stop, nationals in Quebec City. I'd never been to Quebec, and I couldn't wait to see where this journey would take me. To give credit where credit is due, this was a team effort, and my partner for this competition was a fellow classmate named BJ Miller. Personal reflection. Looking back, I realized that this experience wasn't just about winning a competition. It was about rewriting the story I'd been telling myself. For so long, I had believed I wasn't the type of person who could succeed in such a way. But the truth is that success often comes when we lean into uncertainty, trust our creativity, and give it everything we have. This wasn't just a win, it was a shift in perspective. It taught me to question the limits I'd set for myself, to embrace risks, and to trust in the value of hard work and unique ideas. We all carry stories about what we can and can't do. But when we challenge those narratives, we discover that the possibilities are far greater than we imagined. Looking glass, challenging self doubt. Think of a time when you doubted your ability to succeed. What helped you push past those doubts, and how did it change your perception of yourself? Stepping into the unknown. Recall an experience where you stepped outside your comfort zone. What fears did you face, and how did taking that leap impact your growth? The power of persistence. When faced with obstacles, how did you stay focused and motivated? How was persistence helped? How has persistence helped you achieve something you thought was out of reach? Rewriting the narrative. What's a limiting belief you've held about yourself? How did you challenge it? And what happened when you let go of that belief? Thank you.